part 4 is coming for you for chapter number 2, that is solution. So already we had discussed about the solution, types of solution, then we had discussed about the vapor pressure, Henry's law, Raoult's law, and ideal and non-ideal solution in my previous video. So now we are discussing about the colligative property. Children, colligative properties are the properties those depend upon the vapor pressure. Means when we are adding non-volatile solute in a solvent, then what will be there? The vapor pressure decreases. So this decrease in vapor pressure, lowering in vapor pressure is related with some properties. These are called as relative lowering in vapor pressure. Another is elevation in boiling point, and next is depression in freezing point and osmotic pressure. These are the properties those depends upon the non-volatile solute. Non-volatile solute, that is not preparing or not forming vapors, means a solid that we are adding in a solvent. So when we are adding a solid non-volatile solute, then the vapor pressure decreases and the properties depends on the number of moles of or mole fraction of the solute particle. So these properties are called as colligative property. These are 4. We have to discuss one by one. First is relative lowering in vapor pressure. Now what is vapor pressure? Vapor pressure, as we have discussed in earlier videos, that vapor pressure is the pressure exerted by the solvent molecule on the solute molecule or solvent molecule on the surface of the solution. So this can be decreases by adding non-volatile solute. When we add non-volatile solute, then we can relate the vapor pressure, relative lowering in vapor pressure by the pure solvent's vapor pressure. So that is called as relative lowering in vapor pressure. This is a derivation. From that we can identify or we can find the unknown solute particles molar mass or its moles we can find out, or its weight in grams also we can find out. This derivation is relative lowering in vapor pressure. According to Raoult's law, we have this equation: P1 equals to X1 P1 naught. P1 is vapor pressure of solvent, then vapor pressure of solution. This is vapor pressure of X1 is the mole fraction of pure solvent, then P1 naught is the vapor pressure of pure solvent. So 1 is denoted by solvent. 1 is denoted by solvent, and P is partial vapor pressure such like mole fraction, and X is it is known as mole fraction. So according to Raoult's law, what was there? Lowering in vapor pressure is directly proportional to the mole fraction. So we are doing one derivation: lowering in vapor pressure, decrease in vapor pressure can be denoted by delta P1. Delta P1 value will be P1 naught minus P1, means vapor pressure of pure solvent minus vapor pressure of the solution. P1 can be written from this equation. We have kept this equation here, then we can find P1 naught 1 minus X1. 1 minus X1 can be written as X2 also. X2 is the mole fraction of solute. Then delta P1 equals to X2 P1 naught. This will be the equation for lowering in vapor pressure of the solution when we are mixing non-volatile solute in solvent. Then we can relate it with pure solvent's vapor pressure. Delta P1 upon P1 naught equals to P1 naught minus P1 upon P1 naught. This is, यहाँ से हमने लिख लिया इसको. Then it is equals to X2. This is equals to X2. इसको equation को हम इधर ले आए हैं. Then delta P1 upon P1 naught equals to X2. X2 is what is X2? X2 is the mole fraction of the solute. It can be written as the moles of solute upon total moles. For dilute solution, we can skip N2. N1 plus N2 can be equals to N1 because N2 value, solute moles will be very lesser in the dilute solution. So it will be equals to N2 only. So this equation comes for the numericals, that is delta P1 upon P1 naught equals to P1 naught minus P1 upon P1 naught equals to moles of solute W2 upon M2 and moles of solvent W1 upon M1. So from this unknown quantity which is given in the numericals, we can find out the unknown quantity. So the next property is elevation in boiling point. Elevation in boiling point is related with the vapor pressure. So children, what is boiling point? Boiling point at which the substance starts to boil. For water, as you know, that is the boiling point is 100 degrees centigrade, means it is equals to 373.15 Kelvin. But we are having the colligative properties according to the Raoult's law. So we are adding some non-volatile solute in it. When we are adding non-volatile solute in pure water, then its boiling point increases. Boiling point increases, then we can find out the boiling point increases is called as elevation in boiling point. Elevation means increase in boiling point. As the water's boiling point is 373.15, but when we put some amount of 1 mole of sucrose in it, then its boiling point increases by 373.52 Kelvin. In starting it is 373.15, then it becomes 373.52, means from this experiment we can say that boiling point increases by adding non-volatile solute. So we are relating the elevation in boiling point with the molality. What is molality? Molality is the moles of the solute according to the 1 kilogram of the solvent, pure solvent. So molality, we are relating elevation in boiling point with molality, and one graph is there. The graph is related with vapor pressure and temperature. Vapor pressure is increasing here and temperature is increasing here. Then vapor pressure, this is for pure solvent. This graph is related with pure solvent, and this graph is for the solution. Solution means in which non-volatile solute is also there. So we have two temperature range. First is for pure solvent, that is called as TB naught. TB naught, it is the boiling point of the pure solvent. Then TB is increased boiling point. TB is the boiling point of the solution. And the difference in the boiling point is delta TB. So delta TB we can write as TB minus TB naught. This is for pure solvent, this is for solution. Now it is related with molality. It is directly proportional to molality. As we know that when we remove the proportionality sign, then there will be a constant Kb. Kb is the constant. It is called as boiling point elevation constant, or it is called as eubuloscopic constant, and its unit is Kelvin kilogram per mole. For water, its value is fixed. You have to learn this. That is 0.52 Kelvin kilogram per mole. Then molality we can write as, molality is moles of solute upon the weight of solvent in kilogram. So when we are changing it in grams, then upon 1000 we have to do here. Then delta TB is equals to Kb multiplied by W2 upon M2 upon W1 upon 1000. So in this way, if we have one unknown value among them, we can find out the numericals. So this is called as elevation of boiling point. So next property is the third property, that is called as decreasing in a freezing point, means depression in the freezing point. So children, what is freezing point? The substance starts to solidify, means liquid and solid are at the equilibrium. At this condition, vapor pressure also decreases, and this is also related with the decrease in vapor pressure. So we have to discuss about the depression in freezing point. The example will be same, that in water the freezing point is 0 degree centigrade, and then when we put some amount of non-volatile solute in it, then its vapor pressure decreases and its freezing point also decreases, means it freezes at the lower temperature. So it is also related with the number of solute particles, means it is related with the molality, small m. Now we have a graph in between vapor pressure and temperature. Vapor pressure and temperature, these are the two graphs for pure solvent and the solution. TF naught is the freezing point of pure solvent, and TF is the freezing point of the solution. So pure solvent freezing point is more, it is decreasing, delta TF is equals to TF naught minus TF. TF naught minus TF. It is related with the molality. When we remove this proportional sign, then this is the constant, and this constant is known as molar depression in freezing point, or constant for depression in freezing point, and it is also called as cryoscopic constant, and its value is fixed for water. It is 1.86 Kelvin kilogram per mole. The unit is same, Kelvin kilogram per mole. And molality can be denoted as W2 upon M2 upon W1 upon 1000. So we can find out the molar mass of solute, we can find out the grams of solute, we can find out W1 also, that is the weight in gram of pure solvent by this. So for numerical, this formula is important, and for Kf and Kb, one formula is there is no derivation for this, you have to learn this as it is. Kf is equals to R M1 multiplied by Tf square upon 1000 multiplied by delta fusion H. R is gas constant, as you know, 8.3 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. M1 is the molar mass of pure solvent. Tf is the solution's freezing point, and delta fusion H is enthalpy of fusion. And for Kb, there will be changes. It will be Tb and it will be delta vaporization H, and others are same. So the next property is osmosis and osmotic pressure. Osmosis is movement of solvent molecule from their higher concentration to lower concentration through SPM. And what is SPM? SPM is semi-permeable membrane that is made by synthetically from cellophane membrane, and the animal's animal's other organ skin is called as the SPM, semi-permeable membrane. So why it is called as semi-permeable? Because it allows only some smaller particle, because smaller particles to in and out, but a bigger particle, they cannot be move in and out from its surface. So SPM is semi-permeable membrane. It is not allowing all the molecules to pass in and out. So it is called as semi-permeable membrane. So osmosis is just different from the diffusion. Diffusion, there is no need of semi-permeable membrane, but here semi-permeable membrane is required. Such as in cell membrane is semi-permeable membrane. It allows some molecules to enter in and some to move out according to the concentration. So when the solvent molecule is passing from in and out from the semi-permeable membrane, then it is called as osmosis. But we can prevent this osmosis, we can prevent the solvent molecules to move out or move in by applying some pressure. And this pressure is called as osmotic pressure. And osmotic pressure, it is related with the molarity, not with molality. So it is applicable for the biomolecules to find out their molar masses, such as protein and other polymers, also biomolecules, carbohydrates such as, their molecular mass can be find out this process. So osmotic pressure is related with molarity. Osmotic pressure is denoted by pi. It is equals to CRT. C is the concentration, R is the gas constant, and it is at the particular temperature. So C can be written as, it is related with the moles of solute particles, N2 upon V R T. N2 is, these are moles of solute particle. So N2 can be written as W2 upon M2 also. Pi V equals to N2 RT. N2 can be written as W2 upon M2. W2 is the mass of solute in gram, and it is the molar mass of solute. So if we have one unknown quantity, then we can find out, and we can find out the molar mass of the protein, which protein is there, which polymer is there, which biomolecule is there in the solution. We can find out by the osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is the unit is atmosphere only, or we can have the pascals also. According to the osmotic pressure or osmosis, we have divided the solution in three types: isotonic solution, hypertonic and hypotonic solution. Isotonic solution, in which there is no osmosis occur. We can have the example of 0.9% NaCl solution, that is also called as normal saline solution. If we have glucose intravention, then we can have this normal saline solution only. So there will be no osmosis. But if the solution is having more than 0.9% NaCl concentration, then the solvent moves. Solvent means water. If we put the cell in this type of solution which is having more concentration, then the water molecule will move out and the cell will shrink. Cell will shrink. So what will be there? Exosmosis will be there in hypertonic solution. After that, next are hypotonic solution, in which the concentration, if the cell is, we are keeping the cell in the concentration of the solution is lesser than 0.9% NaCl solution, then water enters from the out from in. So the cell will swell up. This is there in our body also. Or some tissue cells can swell up if we take more salt. This condition is called as edema. If we are taking more salts, then our tissues swell up. This condition is called as edema. And other examples of this is the pickle, the raw mango pickle, after some days it shrinks due to the exosmosis. And if we put some amount of raisins, dry raisin in water, they swells up due to endosmosis. So all are related with osmosis, and it is important, it is a colligative property. So the children, next property, next is related with the osmosis, that is called as reverse osmosis. As we know, the name is reverse osmosis, means this is the process that is reversed from the osmosis. And how can we reverse it? If we apply the pressure more than the osmotic pressure, then the osmosis can be reversed. This process is used for desalination of seawater, means we can remove the salts from seawater by this. Some membranes, special membranes are used, such as cellulose acetate membranes are used, and when we increase the pressure from the osmotic pressure, then this process, osmosis, can be reversed, and this is called as reverse osmosis. It is useful for our RO systems also. From there, some minerals can be removed because their size is more than water particle. They are allowed to water particles to enter in, but they are not going to allow the mineral particles, some other mineral, harmful minerals. So this concept is useful in a desalination of seawater also. Next topic is abnormal molar masses. Abnormal molar mass means molar mass is fixed. It can be taken out by the elements, those are present there in the molecule. But some molecule, they are having some dissociation and association, such as KCl. KCl is potassium chloride. Its molar mass should be 74.5 only, but in the aqueous solution it has two ions, K plus and Cl minus ions, so dissociation is taking place for it. So if we find out the exact molar mass, it will be just half of its normal molar mass. So it will be the abnormal molar mass for KCl. And some molecules are having associations, such as acetic acid. Acetic acid is CH3COH and it is having intermolecular hydrogen bond. So acetic acid is always present in the dimer form, means it's two molecules always attached with each other by intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So if we take its molecular mass, always two molecules are showing the molecular mass. So this is also abnormal molar mass. One molecule is having 60 molar mass of acetic acid, but if we take, then it will be 120. So it is called as abnormal molar mass. So these are called as abnormal molar mass, and want of study about those quantities, those abnormal molar masses, and it has given one factor, that is called as Van 't Hoff factor, and it is denoted by small I. And what is its value? Small I value we can determine by normal molar mass upon abnormal molar mass. Normal molar mass upon abnormal molar mass, or observed colligative property upon calculated colligative property. And another formula is total number of moles of particle after association or dissociation upon before association and dissociation. So I will be, what will be I? After association and dissociation, association में acetic acid is having dimer and its mass is doubling. So for association, I is always greater than 1. And for dissociation, I is lesser than 1. For acetic acid CH3COH it will be greater than 1, and for KCl it will be lesser than 1. And when there is no association dissociation, then it will be 1 only. So we assume that in colligative property I value is 1, there is no association and dissociation. But if it is so, then we can have this factor include in all the colligative property. So the formula becomes, for relative lowering it will be I N2 upon N1. For elevation in boiling point it becomes I Kb small m, and for depression and freezing point I Kfm. If the value of I is given in the numericals, then we have to keep it, or we can find out also by these colligative properties. So the chapter is over now. Thanks. Keep watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel.